So, hi guys. I hope we are running both channels, YouTube and Instagram. And I'd like you to welcome on today's yoga class with me. Today's topic will be all about detoxing. And if we just think about that word, like you can have either a lot of sweating and you detox either way. So you can detox on a lot of ways, but maybe we try to focus more on internal organs, which is usually easily to access through twists. So today will be all about twists, squeeze of our internal tissues. And cats, of course. So find comfortable seated position. I prefer sitting on shins. Or if you like to have a hero pose and you don't tolerate sitting on your feet or shins for a longer time, so just take a block and place the block in between your heels and sit on the block. That's always possible. Or use a full hero pose if you're flexible enough and your knees don't feel very under pressure. For today's practice, just keep the 1 or 2 blocks handy. If you need blocks sometimes in some balance postures, and you probably don't need strap, but you never know, so just have it somewhere close by. When you're already on your shins or in any kind of seated posture, close your eyes and take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, run a check through whole your body with focus on your spine. And maybe try to grow out of your sacrum a little higher and keep your spine nice, straight. And your muscles, which are usually taking care of straightening our joints, especially spine joints, just don't think about it too much and don't squeeze that abdominals or try to narrow lumbar spine voluntarily. Just keep that basal basic tension necessary to maintain straight spine. Just observe the rest of your body muscles, the face, facials, the neck muscles. If there is any sign of tension, place your hands on your thighs or in your lap, somewhere where it's comfortable. Release your shoulders and feel that breathing wave coming from the bottom of your spine to the top of your head, back and forth. As you breathe in, Narrow the spine. Breathe into your lungs fully. A lot of fresh air. And as you breathe out, release everything what is holding you up or away from your inner peace. And place your hands in front of your chest and set your intention for today's practice. It doesn't need to be detox. We usually achieve more when we focus on different aims, maybe more on the path than getting somewhere. So say this desire of yours for yourself and keep it in mind even for the rest of your week. Last breath in and breath out. Slowly open your eyes. Place your hands on your lap or on your thighs. And we'll be doing one breathing exercise, one pranayama exercise, which is called Kapalabhati breath or fire breath. It's very energizing breath, and as all twisting postures of this practice and this breath, it's very favorable to not doing such a kind of pranayama right after a big lunch or right after eating. So if possible, just try to keep 2 hours distance between every practice of yours, and you will feel more light and you will achieve better, deeper practice. So Kapalabhati is all about forced exhale. If you're a beginner, it's just normal that you use more forced inhale and forced exhale. That's actually part of a different kind of breath or breathing, but you can start there, and one day it will be when your belly muscles get stronger, you'll get this possibility to just voluntarily breathe out, and the breathe in will be just through releasing your belly muscles involuntarily. So it's maybe easier if you start with this kind of breathing to touch your belly and feel what the belly does when you exhale and when you strong exhale. Maybe keep the napkins somewhere close by because we are breathing just through the nose. So breathing through the nose and breathing in through the nose as well, but it's, if possible, not willingly. So last time, take a deep breath in and breath out. And as you breathe in, start your Kapalabhati. And slowly continue to breathe normally. As you could see, every exhale, and it's very good for beginning of a internal organs massage, especially when you wake up after smooth yoga practice before your breakfast, so you get all this energy out of this breathing technique. We do it one more time. So breathe in and breathe out, and as you breathe in, start your Kapalabhati series. And again, start normally, breathe. What is important to say when you do it by your own, the beginnings might be little connected to weird feeling, like sometimes like numb fingers or little dizziness. So that's normal because you are actually hyperventilating. So that should be normal. If you're a cardiac patient, or you have cardiac problems, or you're pregnant, you should reconsider if you're really beginner. If you did this practice for all time, I'm pregnant, I do that still, but you have to be more aware and more listen to your body. So now we start with all rest of the practice. Just interlace your fingers, breathe in, and both your arms are going into the sky. Look up, chest out. As you breathe out, just fold over your thighs gently with your upper body. Breathe in, come to your chins, and release the tension of your feet. Come up. Maybe you might feel a little nausea or a little dizzy, so if this is the thing, just make sure you're coming down and wait for a second. As you breathe out, fold over slowly. And breathe in again, come to your chins, light back bend. Make your belly muscles active, look up and come over your heels on the exhale in front of your body. Again, breathe in, up to your chins. As you breathe out, your sitting bones are getting on the left next to your heels. Breathe out and breathe in. Again, come to your chins. Press your sitting bones in front of your knees a little. Tuck your tailbone in as you breathe out. From the right, come with your sitting bones from the right side of your heels. Again, come up, breathe in, look up. As you breathe out from the left side, this time straighten your right leg on your right side of your body. Turn your torso towards your right leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just come closer with straight spine. So this might be, we are just on the beginning, this might be very, very smooth forward fold. Just make sure your hamstrings are a little opening. And release your hands behind your body. Again, interlace your hands behind your body. Look up, chest out. Breathe in. As you breathe out, fold over your right leg. Just come a little closer. You don't need to get very deep. Again, breathe in. Both chins are getting on the floor. Come up with your upper body. Interlace your fingers, palms facing up. Look up and breathe out. Come to the right side of your heels and straighten your left leg. Turn your torso towards your left leg. Breathe in, look up and breathe out. Place your hands behind your body, interlace your fingers. Breathe in, look up, chest out, and breathe out, fold. Very gently, very smoothly. You might feel the tightness in your shoulders as I do, or this is just the beginning for you and you already warmed up. We will meet everybody somewhere in the middle. Again, slowly place your both chins on the mat. Move your sitting bones on your heels and slowly come over to tabletop. Place your both hands under your shoulders and knees are hip distance apart. Breathe in, look up, chest out, tailbone goes out into cat, into cow, tilt. As you breathe out, first tuck your tailbone in, then draw your navel in towards your lumbar spine. Make a very nice round back. Look in between your thighs. Cat tilt. Breathe in. Untuck your tailbone. Belly out, chest out. Look up. Press out of your shoulders, your whole upper body. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone in. Your belly goes towards your lumbar spine and just press your shoulder blades away from each other. Neutral spine. So try to find the neutral spine with a smooth tension in your belly muscles. It shouldn't be too much to round the spine completely, and it shouldn't be hanging. You shouldn't hang in your joints. So try to find that balance in between flexors and extensors of your spine. Tuck your toes in. As you breathe in, straighten your right leg behind you. Your hips are squared and your toe is looking towards the mat. So don't open the hip yet. Breathe in. As you breathe out, small leaning of your upper body in front towards the mat, like a small chaturanga. And as you breathe out, come into the cobra. As you breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe out, come over child's pose and breathe in tabletop with straightened left leg. We don't do this on breathe in and out yet because first I want you to learn the small flow on the tabletop, in the tabletop position. So again, check your toes of your straight leg. They should be showing towards the mat. Don't hang in the shoulders, press yourself. And keep the line, the straight line in between your heel and the top of your head. So as you breathe out, you're coming down into small chaturanga and you keep that straight line. So as your torso is going towards the mat, your leg is going up. You try not to hang in the lumbar spine, so keep that belly muscle straight. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, small chaturanga. As you breathe in, both legs on the mat, roll into small cobra, chest out, elbows pressing together, shoulders are getting behind, look up, toes active. As you breathe out, child's pose with tucked toes, and breathe in, again tabletop, correct the pose, straighten your right leg. Breathe in, we go a little faster, so breathe in. As you breathe out, lean forward into small chaturanga. As you breathe in, place both legs on the mat and go to small cobra. As you breathe out, into child's pose, in with tucked toes, breathe in into all fours with straighten left leg. Last time, breathe in. Hips are squared, one line from your heel into top of your head. Breathe out, small chaturanga. Breathe in, place both knees on your mat and roll into small cobra. Breathe out, child's pose with tucked toes, and breathe in all fours. I hope we are a little warmed up our spine. Tuck your toes, check your shoulder distance in your hands and hip distance in your feet and your knees. Breathe in, draw the belly in. As you breathe out, elevate both knees into your first downward facing dog and paddle both legs first out. So first bend the right knee and then bend the left knee, straighten the right, and try to switch both of them. And then when you find your balance, make sure your spine is straight and that you untuck the tailbone. So you want to send your sacrum higher, and you keep through doing this small cow tilt in your lumbar spine. When you get there, you might start to work on straightening the knees, and in the last phase, placing your heels on the mat. Don't try to get that heels down on cause of your straight spine, because you won't get any farther. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, slowly walk towards your hands in front of your mat. Breathe in into straight spine, into half forward fold. And as you breathe out, bend the knees a little and try to get your torso as close as possible. Grab both elbows with opposite hands and try to move freely in the ragdoll from left to right. Maybe make that yes-no movements in your cervical spine. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, get up into standing pose, into Tadasana. Be very mindful, especially when you tend to have a low pressure, as I do. blood pressure. So give your body time to recover from the sitting. So find that nice relaxed posture. Your thighs are a little active, belly is drawn smoothly in, and all of your muscles are prepared for the next practice. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, just for this second. Breathe in and breathe out. Now place your feet together. Don't let your feet touch too much. So they are almost touching, even ankles are almost touching, but not pressing to each other. As you breathe in, bend your knees, get deeper into the chair pose, and hold. Again, what shoulders concerns, it's very difficult, like very different what you're practicing for. So if you practice for handstands, you want to press your shoulders higher to your ears. If you want to release the tension in your neck muscles because of asymmetric or stereotypic postures you're taking during the day, so try to release your shoulders. Now we just don't focus that much on shoulders. As we breathe in, we place our hands in front of our hearts. As we breathe out, smooth twist to the right side and try to place your elbow from the outside of your right knee and look up. I want you to try to accommodate your both knees so left one isn't pulling over the right one. So they should be next to each other. And try to breathe into that twist. Try to make that twist deeper with every exhale. And just go there where your spine is still nice and straight. And try to rotate from your upper thoracic, from your upper lumbar and lower thoracic. Slowly come back into Tadasana as you exhale and release the legs, the thighs. Breathe in. Again, chair pose. As you breathe out, place your both hands in front of your chest. Breathe in. And again, on the breathing out, you just twist to the left side and try to place our right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Both knees are next to each other. Try to complete the twist with your side to the left side, or maybe towards your ceiling, and come slowly back and release. Cup and place both hands next to your upper body. This time we do the same. We try to balance more on one leg, so every time try to focus on that standing leg. Breathe in, chair pose. As you breathe out, place your both hands in front of your heart. Breathe in, stay in the posture. Breathe out, twist. Again, right shoulder from outside of the left shoulder, left elbow from outside of your right knee. focus on that right foot and try to release the left foot for a second from the mat. As you release the foot, try to move the whole leg behind you and very slowly end up on the back of your mat. You're still keeping the twist. Place your rear knee to the mat and release the hands into twisted, like easy twist. Breathe in, fold your upper body or lean your upper body in front. As you breathe out, lean with your body behind into kind of reversed warrior and preparation. Of course, twisted warrior. And come slowly back. Both hands on your front thigh and try to get deeper with your hips to open up your hip flexors a little. Get a little deeper and come back. Straight your front leg and just lean with your upper body and straight spine over your front leg. It shouldn't be very deep. It's just the possibility to get more energy and more blood into that bent joints. And again on the exhale, straight the front leg, straight spine, lean over, and again bend the front knee into low lunge and try to place your right hand either on the block or just next to the leg and open up into side angle variation. And release the rear knee. Place your foot fully on the mat. The toes are showing to the outside or to the left side of your mat, 90 degrees. Into side angle. Again, just adapt your height to keep a straight spine. If you're able, try to get that bind behind you in your side angle. If this is too much, just place your left hand from the outside of your right side to the half bind. If this is still okay, you can maybe try to get in that bind into your bird of paradise. For those who aren't in that bind, they try to straighten the front leg and release the tension. You can do either half bird of paradise or full bird of paradise. Depends on your practice. And slowly come back into those side angle, because we have to be mindful about those who are waiting for us there, right? So release the bind. As you breathe in, come into warrior 2. As you breathe out, lean forward and then behind into reversed warrior. I know this is a lot for our front thigh, but it will be soon over. So Come back to that warrior two on the right side, and slowly lean forward. As you try to use that momentum, come forward on your half moon and try to maybe grab that block if this is something what will help you to get the balance, or maybe hover with your fingers over the mat and work on that, turning your side up towards the upper arm. Remember, it's important to get a straight spine, so you don't need to kick your rear leg very high. Your leg can normally just be with open hip somewhere. Oh, it's sometimes difficult to work different postures in the balancing pose, so you can keep your leg lower. So now we're here, and slowly come back with both hands on your mat. Right leg comes up into three-legged chaturanga, and come over on the exhale into full chaturanga, and either up dog or cobra. Look up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, slowly come back into downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths in and out. Again, try to place your whole weight into 4 points. So not just arms or legs are in charge of weight bearing. And slowly walk in between your hands or jump if you fancy. Breathing into straight spine and breathe out, Utkatasana, forward fold. As you breathe in, come into chair pose. Breathe out. Again, both hands in front of your chest. And breathe in. As you breathe out, twist to the left side of your body and hook up your right elbow over your left knee. Focus on the weight-bearing foot, the left foot. When you're ready, release the right foot. First, try to accommodate your whole body in that one leg posture, and then release the contact in between your knees. Straighten your right leg behind you and land in the twist, in the nice twisted posture. Release your rear knee on the mat. Release the hands and slowly straighten your hands like your claviculas, your collarbones are going. Breathe in, lean forward. As you breathe out, lean your upper body behind you into reversed twisted warrior preparation. And again, come back in front with your torso Your rear knee is still on the mat. Place both hands on your thigh. As you breathe in, come deeper. This time, not focusing about pelvic tilt or about our tailbone. If you like to work on your hip openers and your quads, of course you can work with a tilt. So if you tuck your tailbone in, you don't get that deeper as you are with released pelvis. So maybe in a different kind of practice you can work on that. As you breathe out, straighten your front leg and just make sure your foot is flexed, your quad is engaged, and your spine is straight. And breathe in again. Bend the front knee. Get deeper in your hips. And breathe out. Straighten your leg. Again, as you breathe in, land on your front left hand and open up into kind of side plank variation. And move your rear knee up and come into full side plank, so your rear foot is looking 90 degrees to the side. Again, if you need, use the block for your left hand and maybe do the half bind or do the full bind. And for full binders, come very slowly with your rear foot in front of your mat, and if you're ready, release your bound leg to the air and maybe work on that bird of paradise. Release. For half binders, always, if this is too much for your quad, just straighten your leg and maybe wait for a second in Trikonasana, and again come back into side angle. So now is the time. As you breathe in, come into the warrior two. Hold for a second. You feel that shivering in the front thigh, probably. Lean forward. As you lean back into reversed warrior, try to stretch your left upper side body. And on the exhale, come back again into warrior two. Lean with the upper body over a front leg and maybe use that momentum to get into Ardha Chandrasana, into half moon. And again, if this is too much, we just place your leg lower. Actually, I find that really unstable, so maybe just work with your block or any kind of support and try to open up your torso. So don't close your right shoulder in. So slowly come back in both of your hands into three-legged chaturanga with left leg in the air lean forward as you exhale, three-legged chaturanga. And look up, up dog, breathe in. Or small cobra, tuck your toes into downward facing dog. Come on your knees and slowly bend over into child's pose. Rest for a second with eyes opened. And when you get the breath, come again through tabletop into downward facing dog. Breathe in, three-legged dog, right leg rises. Breathe out, right leg in between both hands, high lunge. As you hold in your high lunge, make sure your both hips are squared and lean forward into approximately 45 degrees towards the mat. And again, use the momentum to get to the one-legged stance and bend over with the rear foot. So in our case, the left one over right one. And again, place your right arm in front of you, elbows bent 90 degrees, and the left arm is going under and binding into eagle pose. Breathe in, look up, and slightly move your elbows higher. As you breathe out, try to fold over and squeeze everything together. Slowly come up, try to get that balance. If you fall, don't worry, just come again. If this is too much of the bind, you can use the block under your upper leg. Release just the legs, keep your arms bent, and come slowly into high lunge with your left leg behind you. So lean your forward, lean your upper body forward and come slowly into high lunge with your eagle arms. Place your rear foot into warrior one posture. So it means foot doesn't show 90 degrees but something like 45 to 60 degrees. The left side. Breathe in, smooth back bend, and as you breathe out, fall into humble warrior. Over. Possibly with your right shoulder next to your right knee. This is too much, stay higher. Make sure your right knee isn't collapsing to the inside. And slowly turn to the right side. Both feet are showing to the side of your mat, to the left side of your mat. And as you breathe out, come into side squat on the right side. Maybe you don't need to go that deep because we still have our arms leashed or bound. Release that arms. Place your right arm on the mat and open up into the left side. Maybe take the bind behind you if this is what you prefer. And again, use this nice squeeze and this nice contra twist. Release the bind and come slowly to the left side, the left side squat. This is again a nice mandala flow we can always incorporate into our practice. Breathe in. As you breathe out, place your left hand on in front of your left knee on the mat and open up with your toes to the right side. And maybe take that bind. If this is too much, just open up with your right arm up. And now again, release the arms. Left arm in front of you, right arm under, into eagle arms. And use your power of your pelvic floor and of your glutes to get into high lunge with eagle arms, with left leg in front, or high lunge. Breathe in, look up. As you breathe out, lean forward into humble warrior with eagle arms variation. And slowly come up, lean forward 45 degrees. Use that momentum. This is maybe more difficult if your arms are disarmed. And try to get into three-legged or one-legged stance. I'm gonna twist and come closer to you so you can see in front. And try to bind that right leg over the left one. Always in eagle pose, try to get the upper knee more into the middle and upper elbow, again, contra. Breathe in, elbows higher. As you breathe out, fold over and squeeze that internal organs in. And slowly release the arms and release the leg and come slowly through chair pose into seated posture. Turn yourself towards the front of the mat and first little couple seated postures. So first place both legs in front of you into Paschimottanasana. This will be our 0.0 for every seated posture. Both legs are straight, your spine is straight. Breathe in as you breathe out. I try to explain it all the time, and every practice when we do Paschimottanasana with forward fold, try to get with your belly muscles first into your thighs, closer to your legs, because then you open up from the hips and you're stretching hamstrings. If you are just bending your spine, either you're doing nothing or you're doing your sitting bone or your pelvis stays behind your spine, and you might get a much pressure on your SI joints. So straight spine, breathe in as you breathe out, draw the belly in and try to pull yourself just with your belly muscles. Arms, hands are almost not active. And release. If you are able, place your right leg into half lotus on a left lap, into close to your left inguine. And first try to use a very smooth pressure on your right elbow. If this is already causing you pain, maybe just reconsider to place your foot from the inside of your left thigh, because we don't want to get that pressure on the knee and get that pain in the knee at all. Okay? If you feel comfortable, again, straight spine, belly muscles are active. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, fold over your front leg. Maybe you start to feel that smooth massage from your right heel in that belly muscles. If you're capable to do the bind or touch your toes, do so, but keep that in mind. Straighten the spine as you breathe in and get deeper as you breathe out. Again, straighten the spine as you breathe in and get deeper as you breathe out. And when you're somewhere you cannot get deeper anymore, hold for a couple seconds and then release. And then you can bind, then you can really fold over when you release everything. But no pulling and releasing. That's very dangerous. So if you release and you're still quite tense, you should release the tension. And slowly come up. And switch the legs. So that might be even difference between right knee, left knee. So just listen to your body. If you feel like, yeah, this leg isn't the good one and we probably might have more pain, so just, don't force it. Place your foot from the inside of your contralateral or the other thigh. Again, stretch a little. If you already are in your half lotus posture with your right leg straight, and then straight spine and fold over as you breathe out. Maybe feel that massage of your heel and foot on your belly. Try to get that bind if possible, or touch the heels. And again, breathe in, straighten the spine, breathe out, come deeper. Breathe in, straighten the spine, breathe out, come deeper. And when you are as deep as possible, hold everything active, the tight muscle of the straightened spine, of the straightened like the belly muscles, and whole thoracic longitudinal muscles should be aware, should be active as well. And then release the bind and fold over. Breathe in and out, and as you breathe in, come again up. And now we do Marichyasana 1. So bend the right knee and place your right foot in front of your sitting bone, the right sitting bone. There should be like a 1 fist distance space between left leg and the right foot. If you are able to do the bind behind you from the inside of your bent leg, do so. If not, now is the time to get that strap. So first, breathe in. As you breathe out, lean with straight spine forward. If you now can touch the front foot, then start to bend your elbow and turn your right hand over your right thigh or right shin. And now you can use the bend and come with your left hand from the left side, or do the full bind. And if you have a bind either with bend or the full one, breathe in, straighten the spine as you breathe out, fold over your straightened leg, and try to, now you don't need to have a very straight spine. You can either bend a little to get your forehead closer to your knee. I cannot do this deep forward folds anymore, so you just imagine I have my forehead on my knee. Of course, this isn't important because we are somewhere on the way, all of us. And release. Straighten your right leg, the same thing on the left side. So you're sitting on your both sitting bones. Left leg is in front of your left sitting bone, and fist distance between left foot and the right thigh. Try to sit with your spine straight. Help yourself with right hand. Pull yourself even higher, even more straight. And as you breathe in, straighten your left arm towards the ceiling, and breathe out, lean forward. Pull yourself or press yourself away from the mat to the even more forward. And then when you touch your right foot with your left arm, you might be ready for the bind. If not, just lean forward and work on that forward fold and opening the hip. If you want to try the bind, just turn over your left shin with the palm facing up towards the ceiling, and try to find either the band strap. Oh, I don't know where I left the strap. Here. Which you put yourself with the other arm or other hand, or just complete the bind. And now you can accommodate your sitting posture, get more straightened as you side out. You can use your Ujjayi breath. And fold over towards your front knee. Breathe in and out and release the bind. The last, maybe a little more. We have still a little more time. Last, more advanced. Now I got the word. Bind is Marchiasana, I guess 3. So for those who are okay with half lotus, make a half lotus with your right leg. If not, just place your leg from the inside of your inner thigh. It might be okay. And if you already are in either one or other part, then just bend the front knee and try to find yourself a nice posture where both knees are bent and maybe your right knee is getting towards the floor. Again, if this is too much, just place your knee here and it's still okay. So now we are in the preparation pose. We breathe in, we help ourselves again with the right hand behind our body. So we try to pull or press ourselves higher. So our knee, our pelvis is getting with our spine forward. It's more easy than if we try to do the bend like this. This isn't good. If you are somewhere here, just don't go farther, don't go deeper. So if you're somewhere here, maybe just work on opening of those hip and lean forward with your upper body. And that's it. You might even feel that pressure of your heel on the belly. That's enough. But if you do this, you might just hurt yourself. So help yourself with the rear arm, breathe in, and the same thing as a Marichyasana 1, lean forward as you breathe in. And maybe try to do the bind behind over your left thigh or chin and thigh, and try to get that bind behind your body. Now just lean forward, you don't need to go very deep. This is deep enough. Breathe in, as you breathe out, release the bind. Come back, release both legs. First, try to internally rotate both hips, and then straighten the right leg. Place your left foot into half lotus. Bend the right leg again. Try to sit straight. If you cannot sit straight, this isn't good. Don't go deeper. It's okay. Work on that. So find your version. Find your degree. Breathe in with the right arm showing towards the ceiling. Lean forward. When you lean forward, when you already did Marichyasana 1, when you cannot do Marichyasana 1, don't try this one. Try to bend on the exhale over. I'm gonna try to switch so you can see. So your palm is always facing towards the ceiling, and then try to find your other arm. And now you can sit straight. Feel that pressure on your belly and slowly release. So we are slowly getting towards prone or supine posture. Maybe grab your knees from the outside, place your feet on the mat, and release your spine into that flexion. Hang a little. As you breathe in, come up, pull yourself, chest out, look up, and as you breathe out, come slowly on your mat, vertebra by vertebra. Belly muscles are active. We will do last preparation on inversion. It will be shoulder stand and then the plow. And then you can do Karma Pidasana. I don't know how to say it in English, but I'll show you from the plow. So move yourself on the mat so you have enough space behind you for your legs. It's always important to count or, you know, plan in your space, especially when you're at home and you don't have that much area like in the yoga center or studio. So elevate your both legs towards the ceiling and either use the momentum to come into shoulder stand or place your feet on the mat close to your hips, elevate your hips, and you can either come from your assisted bridge into that variation of your shoulder stand with the legs up. Otherwise, do the normal shoulder stand where you help yourself with your belly muscles. And don't forget to support your lower back with your hands. Always do some like accommodation or changing of a distance of my elbows. So the goal is to get elbows shoulder distance apart to each other. And feel that nice decompressing, deep puffing effect of getting blood away from our legs. It's been said that we should do at least one inversion per day. It doesn't have to be headstand or handstand. It doesn't need to be something difficult, but sometimes shoulder stand is enough to, to change that circulation. Of course, the circulation doesn't change, but you try to get your feet lighter. Slowly, as you exhale, place your legs or feet behind you. If this isn't available to you, just use some blankets or sofa parts to get them under your feet. Maybe now release your hands to the mat, into the plow. I already feel that compression in my belly muscles, but if you are pregnant, normally you will feel that, especially when you get into Karma Pidasana. So ears, knees next to the ears pose. Again, you should be able to breathe, and you get additionally a nice thyroid gland massage. Even in shoulder stand, it's already very favorable. So many hormones are now being released into your system. Slowly come over plow pose. Place your hands on your lower back and come back into shoulder stand. Slowly, very slowly release vertebra by vertebra, your spine on the back. Bend both knees. into wind releasing posture. And feel maybe that blood pressure or blood or even heartbeat in your belly, and getting again fresh blood into your organs. A last twist with straightened right leg, and the left leg is getting over the midline to the right side. Left arm is in cactus posture, and you look either into the ceiling or to the left side. Slowly come back, switch the legs. And twist your right leg to the left side. And the right arm in a cactus position. And slowly come back to last final pose into that pose or Shavasana. Again, if you suffer under lower back pain and this isn't comfortable for you, so either bend the knees and hang the knees towards each other, or use the sofa and this helps you to release your lower back completely on your mat without any feeling of pulling your back up. Close your eyes. Your feet are falling apart, your palms are showing up or facing up. And again, slower that breath. The exhales are longer than the inhales. You feel how your legs and arms are getting more heavy. And you're melting with your middle body into your mat. And you feel like chocolate. You're so warm and melted. It's always a good time to reset after every practice. So if you have 30 minutes for a practice, maybe use the 3 to 4 minutes for a shavasana, because every activation needs deactivation to be balanced. You cannot just fill in all the time without making space for a next fill. So as we try to squeeze everything out, or our tights, inner tights in our eagle pose, or your chest in the eagle pose arms, or your internal organs in all that standing and seating twists. Now we can refill them with a new fresh blood, with a new supply to keep them function as they need to. Feel free to stay in this last pose as long as you wish. If you're ready, start to move your fingers and your toes. Make a fist. And slowly turn your body to the right or left side of your mat. And as your eyes are closed, come into the seated position. Hands in front of your heart. Thank you for today's commitment. Be grateful for everything you achieve, for the path you're making, you're onto, and the goals will come eventually, sometimes unexpected. Keep this in mind and be happy. Namaste.